Hi friends, Miss Weber here. Today we're going to talk about making comparisons in books. You're going to learn how you can compare and contrast two different books. You've been doing a great job keeping track of what is happening in the stories, getting to know the characters in the stories, learning life lessons from the books, and I think that you're ready for the next challenge now. I don't know about you guys, but with all this extra time, I've been doing a lot of exercising outside, and I've been looking at getting new shoes. Here I have two new shoes. Let's compare and contrast them. Let's compare and contrast these shoes. Well, they're both running shoes, and they both have laces to keep your feet in them tightly while you exercise. This shoe has half circles on the bottom, while this other shoe is flat. This shoe is black and white, while the other shoe is green and orange. The black and white shoe is made by a company called On Running, while the green and orange shoes are made by Nike. So these shoes have things in common, but they're also very different. Today I want to teach you that readers don't just read books, and readers don't just think about the characters and the life lessons. Readers also compare and contrast books. They think, what's the same and what's different? So we're going to use our compare and contrasting skills for books. We're going to think what is the same and what is different between two books. So we compared and contrasted two different shoes. Now we're going to do the same for books. We have A Country Mouse and a Town Mouse, which you might remember reading from before, and we have Frog and Toad Are Friends. So we're going to use these two books and compare and contrast them. You might be wondering, how do I do this? Well, the first thing you want to do is find two books that are kind of the same. I picked two different books that both have animals as the main character, and you want to list the things that are the same in the books. After that, you're going to think about what's different. When comparing and contrasting, it really helps to zoom in on one thing. So zoom in to think about the setting, or zoom in on the characters, or zoom in on the characters' feelings, or zoom in on the problem in the story. So I'm going to start by looking at my two books and thinking, what's the same about them? Well, they're both about two animal friends. In both books, the animals act like people. And the animals can talk in both books. They are speaking characters. In Frog and Toad, though, it's about a frog and a toad. While in A Country Mouse and a Town Mouse, it's about two mice. That is definitely something that is different. In Frog and Toad, animals live in the same place. They're close neighbors. They live in the same kind of community. In A Country Mouse and a Town Mouse, they live in different places. One lives in the country and one lives in a town, and they learn about each other's homes. Frog and Toad is a chapter book. There are many different stories in this book and different problems going along with those stories. While in A Country Mouse and a Town Mouse, it's one story the whole time and it is one book. Because Frog and Toad is a chapter book, there are many smaller problems throughout the book, and there's no one bad guy. In A Country Mouse and a Town Mouse, there's one bad guy, and it is a cat that is trying to get those mice. I want you to try this at home. Find two books. Look for the similarities. Remember that you want books that are kind of the same. It'll be very hard for you to compare books that are completely different. So start by finding books that are kind of the same and start listing the similarities. Then list those differences. Remember to zoom in on the setting, the feelings, and the problem. Thank you for learning about how we can find the similarities and differences between two different books. I want you to practice at home. I will see you later.